like to share with you this week's Parshas, Tazriya, something very nice from the Rebbe's father. In this week's Parshas, and also from the next Parshas, מצורע, it speaks the laws of purity and impurity. And it goes into if I beged, a garment became tomei. It had saras or other tumas. Now, the Mishnah in Masechta Kelim, and also the Rambam, they discuss what is the measurement of a garment. And they explain like this. Let's say somebody has a full garment, a sheet, let's say, and it got torn, or you have now smaller pieces got torn off. What is that shear? What is the measurement of this small little piece of garment to become tomei? And the Gemara says that the Mishnah says it depends if it's a poor person, an oni, or a oshir, a wealthier person. A oni, he'll make do even if it's such a small size of 3 fingers by 3 fingers, very small piece of a garment. He'll make do out of it. He'll hold a pot, whatever. To him, it's it's considered a garment, a vessel, so to say. He'll use it. A wealthier person is 3 tefachim. A tefach is like a fist. It has to be like 3 by 3 of a tefach. 3 tefachim. Ask Rebbe Yitzchok, what's the difference? Why by poor it's 3 fingers? Why 3? Why also fingers? And what's the meaning of a tefach by a wealthier person? And he explains a very interesting thing. It teaches us something how to serve Hashem. We know a person is divided into 3 parts, basically. His head is his intellect, his understanding. The middle part of his body, which is called the guf, is the emotional, the heart, where you have your feelings, your emotion. And then the lower part, what's called action, your feet. Now, the Rebbe explains in the Torah Parshas Nosai that there are 3 hands, so to say. We call it hands. One is called Yad HaGdoila, the great hand. That's called Chesed, emotional feeling. Your hand is connected to your body, so we call it. That's the midah that represents your right hand, Chesed. Your left hand, Yad HaChazoka, also hand, the powerful, the vigorous hand, that's Gevura. And then there's also we call Yod Rama, the hand that gets exalted. It explains the Chassidus. Yod Rama, that goes on Teferes. Teferes is beauty. It's a blend of Chesed, the Ahava, the love a person has to Hashem, and the Yira, the awe and the fear he has. So here you see how beautiful Rebbe Yitzchok explains. When someone does a mitzvah, and together with the action, he's emotionally involved. He loves what he's doing. He has the proper fear and awe when he does the mitzvah. There's this beautiful blend between the Av and Yira together. Then that's called doing the mitzvah in a rich way. All 3 hands, that's the 3 fists, symbolizing your whole body, your whole emotion is involved in the mitzvah. That's richness. That's the way you're supposed to do a mitzvah. On the other hand, if someone does a mitzvah just because he's obligated, of course he wants to do it, but he's not really involved emotionally. That's called, he's doing it with the offshoots of the main 3 emotional feelings, the Chesed, Gevura, and Teferes. That Rebbe says in the end of Tanya Perek Gimel, Avo v'anofeha, there's love and its branches, Yira v'anofeha, and that's known in Chassidus as Netzach Hoid Yisoid, which on that level you're doing the mitzvah, but you're not really fully involved emotionally. You do it as an obligation, or you want to get it over with. That's called poor, oni. That's not what Hashem wants. So here you see how beautiful it is. The measurement of a rich man, Oshir, is 3 fists. 3 tfachim, symbolizing his whole body is involved when he does a mitzvah. Oshir, it's rich. Oni has only 3 fingers, which means he only has part of the whole fist. And this corresponds to the 3 corresponds to the offshoots of the main midos of Chesed, Gevurah, and Tiferes, which means Ava and Yira, and it's blend together, which is Tiferes. So here you see how beautiful the Mishnah is hinting to you. Do a mitzvah like an Oshir, with your whole heart and soul, which is involved in the mitzvah. And that's the difference between the shear exactly of 3 by the Oni, 3 by the Oshir, the 3 by the Oni corresponding to the midas of Netzach Hod Yesod, the offshoots, and that's poor, you don't have your full emotional, and Chesed, Gevurah, Tiferes, where you have your complete emotion, and that's why it's 3 fists, symbolizing to your goof, to your body, which you are completely involved in the mitzvah. You see how beautiful everything in Torah is, so exact, the lesson you can learn out from this Mishnah.